So I gotta tell you what happened to me last weekend. Like, I still get goosebumps thinking about it. I'm Brinley, 19, and this was my first semester break from college. My parents went to visit my aunt in Ohio, cause she just had surgery, or whatever. They asked if I wanted to come, but I was like, no way, I need some alone time after finals week. Our house is kinda in this weird spot where we have neighbors, but they're not super close. Plus, we have these tall bushes around the backyard so you can't really see in. I usually like that privacy, but yeah. The first night alone was chill. I ordered pizza, watched Netflix, fell asleep on the couch. Normal stuff. I remember thinking our fridge was making this weird humming sound that I never noticed before. Funny the things you hear when you're alone. The second night though, I was up late scrolling through TikTok when I heard this scratching noise. It was like 3 a.m. At first I thought it was just my cat Milo. But then I remembered he was staying at my neighbor's house because he needs medicine twice a day and I'm bad at remembering. The scratching was coming from downstairs. It stopped for a minute, then started again. I turned my music off and just sat there listening. It sounded like fingernails on the window. I told myself it was probably just the branches from that stupid maple tree my dad keeps saying he's gonna trim. But then I saw this light. Like a flashlight beam moving across the backyard. Then the scratching moved. First, it was at the kitchen window. Then it moved to the dining room window. Then the living room window. Like someone was checking every single window, testing them. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely unlock my phone to call 911. The lady who answered was nice, but she said there was a big accident on Highway 16 and all the officers were there. It would be at least 20 minutes before anyone could come. 20 minutes. I grabbed this heavy trophy I won for debate team and sat on my bed staring at my bedroom door. The scratching suddenly stopped. Everything got super quiet. Like, unnaturally quiet. Then I heard it. That specific creaking sound the basement door makes when it opens. My dad had been promising to oil the hinges for like a year. I knew that sound. I heard footsteps on the basement stairs. Slow. Like they were trying to be quiet, but the stairs are old and they creak no matter what. I ran to the bathroom, locked the door, and sat in the bathtub. I had my phone and these scissors from the medicine cabinet that I used to trim my bangs last week. The scissors felt so stupid and small in my hand. The footsteps reached the top of the stairs. Then they stopped. I was trying so hard not to breathe loud. My nose was running and I couldn't even wipe it because I was too scared to move. Then, the hallway floorboard squeaked. The one right outside my bedroom. The one that always announces when someone's coming. Footsteps moved into my bedroom. I heard my stuff being moved around. Then the bathroom doorknob jiggled. My heart was pounding so hard I swear I could hear it echoing in the bathtub. The doorknob turned harder, then stopped. I heard a voice whisper through the door. "I know you're in there, Brinley." They knew my name. That's when the sirens started. Outside, the footsteps ran away fast. The police searched everywhere but never found anyone. They said I did the right thing hiding. But sometimes I still wake up thinking I hear scratching at my window. So, this happened to me last month when my wife Elaine went on a business trip to Chicago. I'm Bryce, by the way. I'm 32 and I've been working from home since the pandemic. Nothing weird ever happens in our neighborhood. It's why we bought here. That's what makes this whole thing so messed up. It was Tuesday morning. I remember because I had forgotten to put the recycling out the night before and the truck comes at 8 a.m. sharp on Tuesdays. I was still in my pajama pants and this ratty old college t-shirt when the doorbell rang around 10:30. There was this guy in a brown uniform holding a package. He wasn't from any company I recognized, but whatever. I needed to sign for it. "Nice place you got," he said, looking past me into the house. "That a genuine leather couch?" I nodded, feeling kinda awkward standing there in my PJs. "Yeah, my wife picked it out." "She home?" he asked, still writing something on his clipboard. "Nah, business trip." As soon as I said it, I regretted telling him. The guy smiled weird and handed me the package. "When's she coming back?" he asked. I mumbled something about the weekend and shut the door. Our cat Felix was rubbing against my leg, probably wanting breakfast even though I'd already fed him. I set the package down. It was addressed to me, but I wasn't expecting anything. and got back to work. The afternoon was normal. I had leftover pizza for lunch and spilled some sauce on my keyboard, which was annoying to clean. Around 7, I was heating up dinner when I noticed a brown delivery truck driving by. Slow. Like, really slow. I wouldn't have noticed except Felix jumped up on the windowsill and his tail got all puffy like it does when he's scared. I didn't think much of it until it happened again 20 minutes later, then again at 8:15. By 10 p.m., I was feeling jumpy. I double-checked all the locks and turned on the security system before going to bed. My phone was only at 12% because I'd forgotten to charge it all day, so I plugged it in next to my bed. I couldn't sleep. The house makes these clicking sounds when the heater turns on. But that night they sounded different somehow. Louder. At midnight, my security app buzzed. Motion at the back door. My hands were shaking so bad I dropped my phone between the bed and wall. When I finally got it, I opened the app. It was him, the delivery guy. In the grainy night vision video, I could see him working on the lock of our back door with something thin and metal. I called 911 right away, whispering even though there was no way he could hear me. The police said they'd send someone, but we live kinda far out. I grabbed the baseball bat from under our bed. I haven't played since high school, but Elaine insisted we keep it just in case, and locked myself in our bathroom. I heard glass breaking downstairs, then footsteps, slow and deliberate, like he had all the time in the world. The bathroom door handle jiggled. "Package delivery," he said in this sing-song voice that made my skin crawl. I heard sirens in the distance. He must have heard them too because the footsteps moved away fast. The cops found a brown uniform in our backyard. No sign of the guy. When I called the delivery company the next morning, the lady on the phone said they didn't have any deliveries scheduled for my address. When I described the guy, she said nobody matching that description worked for them. The package he delivered? It was empty except for a note with my wife's flight information and hotel room number. Elaine came home early. We put our house up for sale the next day. We're staying with her parents until we find a new place. I still check the security app. Every night. I still see that truck sometimes, parked down the street, waiting. So this weird thing happened to me a few months back. I still think about it when I'm trying to sleep. I'm Zayden, by the way. I'm 22 and I moved into my first apartment last year. Nothing fancy, just a one-bedroom place. My mom kept saying I should get a roommate, but I was like, nah, I want my own space. Anyway, I was sitting on my couch eating leftover pizza one night. I always forget to grocery shop on weekends and end up ordering takeout, when I got this message on Instagram from some account I didn't recognize. It just said, "Blue looks good on you today." I was wearing my blue hoodie, thought it was weird but figured it was just some random guess. I ignored it. Next day, another message. "Cereal for breakfast again? You should try something healthier." I almost dropped my phone. I had eaten cereal that morning. Like I do most mornings because I'm lazy about breakfast. The messages kept coming. "You talk loud on the phone with your mom." And, "You should fix that wobbly kitchen chair." I started freaking out. Nobody knew these things unless they were watching me. My neighbor Chris had moved out weeks ago, and the apartment next door was empty. I checked all the windows, locked everything twice. That night I couldn't sleep. My ceiling fan made this clicking noise it always makes, but suddenly it sounded sinister. Then came the worst message. "You look peaceful when you sleep. Your mouth hangs open a little." I called the police right away. While waiting, I remembered this maintenance guy who came to fix my smoke detector like a month back. Something about him seemed off. He kept looking around my place a lot. The police searched and found tiny cameras in my smoke detector and bathroom vent. There was even one behind my TV. They traced the devices to some dude who worked for a repair company. Turns out he'd gotten my info from some shopping site that got hacked. He had made copies of my keys during that maintenance visit. The police arrested him, found pictures of me and like 20 other people on his computer. I moved out that week, and now I cover every electronic thing in my new place with tape. Just in case. Sometimes I still feel like I'm being watched.